Hello, this is Greg Allison from Green Greg's Garden and Worm Farm, coming to you from my log barn. And today we're going to do a video about knives. I've promised for a while a video about my 3 favorite knives, and that's what this video is about, my 3 favorite knives. And I've had a few to a table here to kick off this discussion, and I wonder if you can figure out which of these are my 3 favorite. So you can see that I have a little assortment here. I mean, you can have a lot larger assortment. So I've got the long machete. A lot of people may think, oh, that's a good one to have. So I'll tell you which is my 3 favorite, but I'm also going to tell you which, if I had to just pick one thing to take out with me in the woods, like if I was on a survival show and I had one tool, what would I actually take? So this is a good knife. If you want a machete that for chopping weeds and such, a longer blade might have an advantage, especially if you're in a tactical survival situation, and it gives you more reach. But it's also a thin blade, and it's not really much of a multi-tool except for the purposes of cutting weeds or somebody that's coming after you maybe. So, but as a long tool, that's an extra long machete, if you will. I'll give you an idea. I'll lay it across these other knives, put my hand in here. You can see this is quite a lengthy machete, a lot longer than a lot of them. So as far as machetes go, that's good. But that thin blade limits its capability. Here's a nice, beautiful knife, right? Look at that big steel blade. Looks all nice, huge. But it's also got a wooden handle. But this wooden handle does have a metal piece in it. So it's got certain practicality. But if you were in a tactical situation, that's a lot of stuff to wield. And that's the scabbard that goes with it. And here's a Winchester. See that? It says Winchester. You know, you upside down. That should make it good, right? Look at this handle. For a Winchester, put their brand name on it. Nice blade. But that handle is rather cheesy. I mean, yeah, it's okay to hold, but it's wood, might break easy. A lot of people have survivor knives, you know, but those survivor knives, think about it, they got a compass in them, they got a fishing hook and all kind of stuff, right? I hate those things. Why? Because those compasses are junk. They're easy to break. If you want a real compass, get a lensatic compass you can shoot an azimuth through. Get something real, something serious. That's why the military, you won't catch them carrying that. So here are my 3 favorite knives right here. And I guess you're wondering why I don't like the big machete. This is a pocket knife. This is an old Swiss Army knife called a Tinker. That's my favorite Swiss Army knife, is a Tinker model. Now this one I bent the edge, I was prying something with it. But this is one I wear when I'm just working out here getting dirty on the farm, because it has a cross tip blade here. It's got a blade in here. It's a flat edge blade. It's got a can opener blade, and I can't open them all with one hand. But trust me, it's got a toothpick and tweezers. It's got a hole punch right there, which you can also use that as like a leather stitcher, because it's got a hole through it. You can use like a needle to sew leather, this blade right here. That's your cross tip. You got your flat tip. You got a can opener in here. I use the can openers on these. If you know what a P38 is, you've been in the military. I came in the day when we had sea rats. That's a very expedient way to open a can. If you're out in the wilderness or something, you got a can fade, look, your electric can openers are not going to work. So I just put this into my pocket. That's where it goes. So this is the K-bar knife. It's a Marine Corps knife. They don't have a compass on the end. It don't have a fishing hook inside, but what it has is a solid piece of metal all the way through and real hard leather grips that aren't just going to, unless you leave them out in the weather, they're not just going to rot away, and they're not going to shatter and break like wood. And it's a formidable weapon. Not only that, it's sharp on the back edge here and the front edge. So if you had to get somebody behind the throat, believe you, the Marines know what they're doing. This is a solid knife. It's subdued color, so it's not going to flash and give you away in a tactical situation like a shiny knife. You don't want a shiny knife. Come on, give me a break. You want a subdued knife, just like that. See the metal? That's a very solid metal knife. It's not going to break unless you do something really stupid. Don't use it to pry rocks, my friends. That is stupid. This is a sharp tool, very sharp, easy to sharpen and keep a very sharp edge on. And it's a weapon both ways, for blunt end or a hammering tool, sharp end on the backside, stabbing, fighting, and being lightweight. This is actually easier to handle if you're have to get yourself in a situation like that. I hope you don't ever have to see a situation like that. But should there need arise, that is, in my opinion, the best knife that you can use for a hunting knife, survival knife, or whatever else. It's actually a combat knife. This is a fighting knife. That's not a bayonet mount type knife. I don't know, they probably have it fixed where they could do that, but don't have the holes in it and that kind of stuff that you'd see with a bayonet knife. See, it's produced by Case. Got the Marine Corps logo on it. Guys, the Marine Corps knows what they're doing, and they don't want a junk knife. This is not a junk knife. I got it military surplus. I have a smaller version I carry with me with my travel bug out bag, but I would not carry this one because I don't want some TSA guy to steal it. I might not ever replace it. And finally, the tool that I would choose if I had no other tool to choose. I've had this knife since 1972 when I was 12 years old. So this knife and I go way back, and you can see I kind of melted the plastic handle in a fire, campfire. This knife and I have been around for a long time. This is called a bolo knife. It's a hand-forged bolo knife. Unlike the machete, the steel is very thick. You may have seen the video of me actually cutting a tree with this knife. That's what's good about it. This knife can cut trees. It's not just a weed cutter. Yeah, it's short. It may not be the best in a knife fight if you're up against a guy with a long machete, but you might knock that machete out of his hand or even break it or cut it. This is a very heavy-duty tool, and what I like it for, when I camp out, it's a good fire minder. I can use it to mine fires. That big broad end on it, I've used this knife as a shovel. So I do not carry an entrenching tool. I do not carry a shovel. I do not carry an axe. I do not carry a hatchet. That knife. That is my main tool. If I had nothing else to carry, that would be it. That knife is a very handy, versatile multi-tool, just because it's got the thickness, the broad head on it, the weight. Like I said, you can mine fires with it, you can shovel with it, you can cut down trees with it. You don't need a hatchet. And this is the only thing I was holding once upon a time when I walked up on a panther, a mountain lion, cougar, whatever you want to call it, when I was a kid. Now, I don't really think that this knife would have helped me in that situation, but at least it gave me some little tiny sense of security. Yeah, and I very slowly, like a glacier, creeped away from that animal. Do not run from a predator. That just tells you you're prey. That's what it tells them, and they will come get you. And there's not much way you're going to defend yourself from a mountain lion, especially if you're a boy, with any kind of knife. But it might have worked. It sure beat using my pinky finger. So, that said, if you get in a fight with a mountain lion, don't rely on your pinky finger. I don't know, you might get it in his nose or his eyes. It might actually work. Maybe you could use your pinky finger to beat a mountain lion. But I wouldn't try that. So, please subscribe to my channel. There's going to be a lot more videos to come on prepping, a lot more videos on how you can survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. I've got videos with that knife, actually, showing you how to cut from pine, how you can eat and live from the trees, the weeds. Of course, I show you how to garden, and I also have a lot of videos about worms. So if the grid goes down, if we lose our power, you find yourself in a bad situation, you need to know how to survive without the power grid. You're not going to be able to go to the store and buy fertilizers and pest repellents. You can make pest repellents with worm tea. And that's also a great fertilizer, all natural liquid pest repellent and fertilizer. And you can use your worm castings. You can't beat worm castings. You just can't beat them. You don't need fertilizers, my friends. You don't need all those artificial chemicals. You can grow your own in a good situation or a bad situation. Even the power grid is up and humming great forever, you still can't beat that stuff. You need good, clean, organic food. So www.greengregswormfarm.com. Jam it all together, just greengregs.com. You can buy worms from me. I ship all over the United States except for Hawaii. I haven't tried Guam yet. I have shipped to Puerto Rico, and I've shipped to Alaska, and the worms made it just fine. I ship you around. So you can order from me. I can ship anywhere within the United States. I'm not shipping to Canada and other countries. I just had to refund somebody from another country. So don't try to buy if you're from another country, please, because I can't ship worms there. It takes a lot of paperwork, unless you want to buy like a few thousand pounds, but then we got a lot of paperwork to go through. So, and I find my state, who's supposed to be helping small businesses, really don't help, because I actually had a request to send worms to Jordan and the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, and believe it or not, the state just did not come through and help me out with that. So there you go. I guess they just like the big businesses. So, you know, see my video on, how governments actually run. Now, as I said, subscribe to my channel. Click my links below. For prepper supplies, go to my Patriot Supply. This is a time when a lot of uncertainty with what's going on in the Mideast, a lot of uncertainty with our power grid, with the magnetic field strength dropping. We could lose our magnetic grid, or our power grid. We just had a CME facing away from the Earth. If it had been facing us at this time, we could have been in severe trouble. So please consider that. Please look at the My Patriot Supplies long-term food storage for 25 years, and check out True Leaf Market for heirloom seeds, the kind of seeds you need to grow so that you can harvest seeds and replant them year after year. Hybrid seeds are no good for that, so that's what you need. Heirloom seeds, True Leaf Market. Check links below, and thank you very much for watching.